Hey guys, if you enjoy these videos and want to support them, hit that subscribe button and maybe hit that bell to get notifications. You can also back me on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month you'll get early access to videos, behind the scenes extras, and a whole lot more. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Thoughts On, the show where I give you my views on media that I've consumed recently. And I said in the last video I was going to talk about Quintessential Quintuplets, so here we are. I actually watched this before I watched Kaguya-sama. As of recording this, I just finished the first season of Kaguya-sama, but I just enjoyed the show so much I wanted to talk about it. I did watch this beforehand, so I've had given this one a little more time to sit, which maybe I should have done with Kaguya-sama, but I wanted to get my feelings out there. So, Quintessential Quintuplets is a harem-esque rom-com show, and it's about a poor student named Futaro Usugi. Sorry, not Usagi. That's Rabbit. Rabbit. Sorry, Common Writer coming back to me. He's super intelligent. He gets 100% on every test he does, but his family is very much in debt. It's just him, his dad, and his little sister. So his dad got a new job for a big company, and as it turns out, the head of that company, it has 5 daughters, quintuplets, who are not very good at school, and he hears about from Futaro's dad that his son is really good. He's like, maybe I should hire him as a tutor for my daughters. And that's kind of where the show goes from. So there's 5 daughters for this, 5 quintuplets. And they each have their own personality and their own thing. They all have the same face, but they have different hairstyles and different accessories and whatnot, and different personalities. And one thing that is abundance for them is they're all bad at a different subject. They're bad at all their subjects, but one of them they're the worst at. So, but together they make one decent student. So that's always been their thing. So they actually have failed so bad at their last school they had to move to this one that they're at now, where they meet Futaro. So there's the 5 sisters. There's Ichika, whose name is Ichi because she was the firstborn. Nino, Ni, because she was the second one. Miku, which I don't know how that works in San, but that's fine. And then there's Yotsuba, she's the 4th, and then Itsuki is the 5th, and she's the youngest. They're all quintuplets, so they're all the same birthday, but it doesn't matter because they were all bored like minutes from each other. So they kind of have a whole thing. So Ichika's she's the one with the short hair. She's kind of sees herself as the oldest sister, which she kind of is by just a few minutes. So she's tends to be a little bit more mature. She's trying to be an actor. So that's her main thing. But she's also probably the cheekiest, I would say, of the 5 sisters. We have Nino next, who's my favorite, and it's she's kind of a tsundere. More so, she just is very protective of her sisters, and she doesn't trust Futaro pretty much at all until later on in the series. At least because there's only one season out. There is a second season announced, but it hasn't been told what it is. But yeah, she's the most fashionable, and she's a good cook. But she's kind of like she does things like she has the nails, like the good clothes. And she has that haircut in anime that I really like, where the bangs are straight across and it's long hair and whatnot. Works on short hair too, which she does get short hair later on, but that's in the manga. So, we have Miku. She's kind of like the quiet one, keeps to herself. Some people say she's emotionless, but she's has long hair, even goes over her face, and her main thing is her accessories are headphones that she usually has on her. She loves Japanese warlords, but's embarrassed by it and doesn't want anybody to know about it. But that's really her strong suit. And also she's kind of like, she's probably cutest because she's the cute shy girls. I don't know. I just like the cute shy girls. And then we got Yotsuba, who's the go-getter, the one who's good at sports. But she's probably one of the stupidest of them and has the and isn't the smartest. She wears a little like hair tie, which goes up in kind of like a bunny ears kind of thing. And there's many parts of the series where the other sisters can like easily like because they have the same face, it's usually easy for them to swap with each other out. So people are usually imitating her because she's the easiest to imitate. But yeah, she's the outgoing one. And then we have Itsuki, which is the first sister we meet, and she has little stars in here, and she has longer hair. She puts like little star pins or whatever. And she's kind of like I guess the most confrontational. Like, she doesn't get into conflicts, but she just kind of like doesn't trust anyone except outside the sister group. So I could be reading her wrong. She was my least favorite, so I didn't really care much for her character. But she takes the longest to come around. They all have strengths and weaknesses, as you guys can see. And Futsuro's main thing is he's not good with people, but he's good at academics. So a lot of things happen because he's not good at talking with people, or if he says something, people take it the wrong way. So that makes things hilarity ensue. And the first season mostly focuses on getting to know the girls and trying to relate to them, because there's this thing where if they fail, he could lose his job, which is paying quite a bit of money. So they eventually come together and work together to try to increase their grades. And the first season doesn't have much to it in terms of depth, but there is a lot. It's mostly to introduce the characters, and I assume the second season is going to go more into this, because as of recording this, the manga is at its peak. I think like even like a couple months ago, one of my friends had posted Runaway Tourist posted on Twitter like a page where it's like a confrontation, probably deciding who he likes, because they kind of like him, though the only one who really expresses it in this first season is Miku, where the rest of them are just kind of, well, Nino likes the old him because she likes bad boys. Kind of stereotypical, but she doesn't know it's him. So, but because he has an old picture in his student thing. Anyways, I'm not going to get into it. So yeah, there's not a ton of development in terms of the character romance here, but it mostly works to introduce the characters, who they are, and there's a lot of characters in this that we got to introduce. So I'm hoping with the second season it gets fleshed out a little more, so we get more. But I really did enjoy this show. It was something different. It's interesting that they're all sisters, so that makes another dynamic. But yeah, I really enjoyed this show. I can't wait for the second season. I hope it expands the characters more than it did in this one. I definitely recommend this one. It is a fun show. It's one of the most popular shows from last year. Strangely enough, like I see a ton of media for this, so it made an impact. So it must be resonating with people. Though if I were to pick one of the rom-coms I saw this year, Kaguya-sama is definitely much better. If you're picking between the two, pick Kaguya-sama, because its second season actually has a release date as of recording this video, and it's probably the better show. But I recommend both of them. Go check them out. But anyways, guys, that's enough for me. If you enjoy my content and you want to support me, patreon.com/ZeroMaster is a great place to do that. You can also follow me on Facebook at ZeroMaster fan page, on Twitter at ZeroMaster, or on twitch.tv/ZeroMaster, where I stream 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyways, that's enough for me, guys. Next thing I'm going to talk about is hopefully going to be an action show. We'll see what happens, but I hope you take care and have a good one. See ya.